good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So can we start by praying first? We should give thanks to Almighty Allah.
Alhamdulillah. 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 نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. All praise and salutation is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We appreciate him and may the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on our noble prophets, his household, his companions, and to those that follow their steps to the day of reckoning.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us your name and brief history about you, sir?
My name is Abdulhakeem Abdulkadir Kilani. I was born in the village called Shabun, here, Niger State, Borgu local government. Alhamdulillah, I studied my education in a town called Yauri, that is Kebbi State. I did my primary school in Yauri. Then coming back here home, community secondary school Shabun, Science College here in Nibusa. Then from there to Kebbi State, Argungu, then GTC Bunza. That is where I did my O-levels. From there, Alhamdulillah, I proceed to the high institution, that is the same Kebbi State, where I did my electrical engineering, both diploma and HND. I work for 3 years in the refinery Kaduna, NNPC Kaduna. That is where I started my Islamic background or Islamic education. Kaduna, Zaria, Kano, then back to Nibusa here as an electrical engineer during NEPA, that is under NEPA. From there NEPA to PSCN. PSCN, now I'm in mainstream. Alhamdulillah, I'm married. I'm now with 4 wives, 12 kids. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So the topic of today is about the society, and most especially is about the youth. With the way our society is going now, you see most of us the youth, we are not religious conscious. We are distracted a lot. We are not praying regularly, addiction to drugs, and a lot. So in what way can you advise the youth? I want you to send a powerful message to the youth in terms of coming closer to Allah, because we are distracted.
Alhamdulillah. As you have said, here in Nibusa, we are blessed with youths. And if you can look surrounding us here, many things around us in Nibusa here. We have many amenities. We have them in abundance here in Kanji. And at the same time, we have schools. That is the education aspect exactly. We have institutions. The level of our commitments to religion, we can only rate Nibusa and its environment just, let's say, 30 to 40%. To say nothing to write about it. And the future of every society depend on the youths. And in anything what to do in this life, if the religion conscious aspect is not attached to it, then you should expect a setback. This is the duty of the parents. That is number one. Number one, the parents, they have a very high role to play in this perspective. Then to the schools itself, then come to the society itself. You see, Parents, most of them are trying, but at the same time, some parents are not supportive. They are not helping matters. Anywhere you see a gathering, but being it male or female, they have parents. They left their home to that particular gathering. A party, a social gathering. You see, the parents have a vital role to play. They will see their children, the way they dressed, nothing to write about it, and they will still leave them to go out in that mode. You can see, parents has, if we share it, parents have 40% role to play. Then the school also have 40, then the society have 20% role to play. We, that is, we the students and the ulamas, we are the society. Our own is just little, just 20%. But the parent has 40%, the schools has 40%. The parents, if in the school, there's a good orientation in the school, then come back home. There's a problem, then what do you think will happen? And at the same time, if the parents are trying, if they go to school, if the school are not oriented, it's also a setback. I'm encouraging the parents. They should train their children. They should stand up, because that is your treasure. When you depart, that is all. It is this your children that will depend on. The money you have in your account will not serve you, will not save you. The cars you have, the houses you build will not save you. It is this your children. In Islam, the Prophet said, when a person died, many things will stop. Everything has a benchmark. It will terminate, it will stop. That will come to the end of everything, except 3 things. Among them is the child you left. That is your offspring. If they are well trained, they'll be praying for you. They'll be praying for you. They will do you good just because of you. And then when you don't train them, then you will miss this opportunity. And maybe you might not be a scholar, and at the same time you will not be wealthy. But is this your children? They will serve as a scholar. They will serve as your wealth in your grave and in year after. So I'm calling upon the parents. We should be careful. You will see us, that is we the parents, well dressed, well spoken in the society. But when they see our daughter or when they see our child, you will shed tears. That is an aspect. The second aspect is the institutions we have, both primary schools, the secondary school, then the tertiary institutions. You see, when we hear what is going on in the media, look at what happened in Kano. This is a school. By implication, it's telling us that this institution we have or the schools we have, they are lacking orientation. If a preparator will liaise and kidnap a student,
they're supposed to protect.
it is supposed to protect them. Look at what happened in Anambra. Look at what happened in Lagos. This is coming up from the school. I remember our late father, that is the emir of Borgu Energy. Sometime 4 or 5 years back, he set up a committee to check moral decadence in the institution. That report is still there. We went around the whole schools in this locality, including Agwara, Babana, Shagunu, just to go and check both the primary schools, the secondary school, and the higher institution we have in our society here, just to reset and make sure the schools are in good order. The moral upbringing, the moral to promote moral, it should be there in that school. So schools has also a vital role to play. Then at the same time come to the society. When I'm by the society, the ulama, the scholars, and at the same time our traditional rulers. And at the same time, the people in charge of government, the traditional rulers, the scholars have to come together. Make sure they put eyes on our child. You see our hotels, every night, social gathering. dancing. Let me give you just a small story. A woman in charge of baking a cake was given a contract to prepare a cake for a gathering that's maybe for birthday gathering. Those youths in this our locality, what I'm telling you is not up to 2 or 3 weeks back. They promised to pay her a huge money that she will mix that cake with Indian hemp and alcohol. She rejected it. May Allah be with that woman. May Allah protect her. We need more of her in this. Yes, in this our society.
And drug addiction is something.
It's drug. Look at Indian hemp. Indian hemp. Where are they getting it?
We need to be conscious.
It is the government. Where are they getting it? Where are they getting it? Small kids buying Indian hemp, buying hot drinks, high drinks. They're all intoxicants that they want to use for social gathering. And my question is this: who are the people giving them this place to uphold their social gathering? It's not the society. And if you could check these people that normally give out these hotels for this social gathering, their children are not here. Our children are not here. You can see the upbringing of our children to be well behaved is not a one-man show. It's not a one-man show. So these 3 aspects of ministry have hand on it: the parents, the schools, and at the same time the society. You can see when the houses are corrupt. Come to the houses, see what's going on in the houses. Come to the school, the same thing. The society the same. The scholars are just trying their best. So my advice is to this management and these two ministry. Let them hear this message. We should all be careful. This society belong to us. The risk of this society, it is in the hand of our youth. So a time will come that we will not have this opportunity. And if our society is at this mess, at this our era, then what do you expect in subsequent years to come?
And what will be our legacy?
What will be our legacy? Our forefathers didn't know that's not the way they do. What if most in those days, if a child is stubborn, they take him to school. Or they take him to Karatu. So nobody will take him to Karatu. They will discipline him there in Karatu. Let me tell you one thing, even in Karatu now, in Islamia, let's talk about it. We have a problem there. Some women came to me yesterday for condolence. There are many. Most of the schools we have in Borgu, they came here yesterday. That's exactly the exact message I give to them. That actually we are thinking maybe that the moral or the orientation of matrimonial should come from Islamia. But now, look at the teachers we have in Islamia. How many of them are disciplined? When you're asking a teacher in Islamia to teach women, that married women, and he in person is not disciplined, in an Islamic school for that matter, you see them divorcing, 3, 4, 5 divorce, and it's an Islamic teacher. Then where are we going? So you see, as you have said, that is number one. Number 2, you see, most of the schools, as I've said earlier, they are not giving our children Islamic orientation. They are not giving them this. Then in the houses, it's right time for the parents to organize a class, or maybe during eating. I know many houses have it. I have Christian friends. I have ever stayed in a Christian house. I live in a Christian house. Before you go to bed, they will admonish you. Then after bed, they will admonish you. Then we Muslims also, alhamdulillah, during most of our night prayer, we admonish our children. So we should make it incubate in the morning. Before anything, we should admonish our children. If you don't have time in the morning, then in the night, we should admonish them. If you don't have time, when we are eating in gathering that is in the house, let us admonish our children.
So it abuse their social,
as the social what they have acquired in the society. When they come home, you abuse it. Not you locking your TV. I don't want my child to be watching this useless thing. No, that's not the solution. Let them watch it. Then train them. Teach them. This is bad. This is good. This is bad. This is good. I know most of some houses, they don't even install this cable networks. They don't install it. That they don't want them to spoil it. The moral of their children. But they have iPhones. They have iPhones. They have Android. They are watching movies, pornography in their phone, but you don't install the cable network. Then who are you deceiving? As a father, who are you deceiving? You see a very small kid, you see a very sophisticated phone within that you cannot even buy. But it's telling my father didn't support this, but he's watching on the iPhones. And is watching on the Android. Then what have we done? So what I'm saying is this: it's not just to provide a solution for headache. It's not by chopping off the head. It's to provide a solution to the headache. You see, most of our parents, they have time for us. But our fathers, then the mother, they have time for us. But if they ask you now if you ask me in particular, where is certificate of my father, of my mother? My mother didn't have any certificates. She didn't go to any school. Her school, primary, secondary, and her tertiary institution is on me. For me to be good. The paramount assignment of my mother and at the same time for my father is for me to be good. And that's why we're good. But in these days, look at our parents. Or look at our wives. They have the Western education. They go to work. They don't have time for the children. They employ nanny to take care of the children. Nanny herself need an orientation. But you will abandon the house. The husband will go this way. Then the wife also go north. They will come back in the night, tired. They will microwave their food. They don't have time for children. Then, when you release your children, when you give them an open space, what do you expect? He said, our father normally said, an abandoned house is a workshop. The devil workshop. A free hand is a weapon of the devil. So if we don't engage our children, they will engage themselves. So our parents, please and have time. If you can teach them an Islamic orientation, let them come in. That is on that aspect as far how our youth will come to God, will come closer to God. May Almighty Allah help them. Now,
and secondly, are women in the society, because if you look at our society today, if you see what women are doing, it's so alarming. Most especially this TikTok, this app called TikTok. If you see the way married women, like if you are a married woman now, if you are not on TikTok, even mostly married women, if you are not on TikTok, to them it's just like you are just like a low class. You see women dancing on TikTok, stuff like that. And what is the piece of advice that I can advise women? And most women are not respectful and submissive to their husband.
You see, the issue of TikTok is not only TikTok. Let's generalize it. Social media
at large.
Social media has its own advantage. We do say it that let us penetrate the social media. No social media penetrating us. All what you are doing now is to penetrate social media, not social media penetrating us. Those ladies you see on TikTok, on YouTube, displaying what have you, they've allowed the social media to penetrate them. Social media is a means, very powerful means of dispatching, to dispatch whatever you want to dispatch, either being it good or bad. The example of social media is just like a weapon you have in your house. You have a gun, it's for protection. Some use this gun to rob. The knife you have in your house, the cutlass you have in your house. If you like, you use it other way around. So that's the example of the social media. The social media, the responsibility of monitoring social media is not an individual responsibility. That is the responsibility of the government. I was in Saudi Arabia. When I want to communicate, I bought my data. I loaded my phone with the data, so I wanted to communicate through the WhatsApp. I can chat, but I can't use a video call or that is a phone call with the WhatsApp. That's audio call with the WhatsApp. So now I went back to the service provider that this is what I'm facing. He said, la. It's not possible. I said, why? He said, no, it's under control. It's under control. If you want to do this, download Imo. I said, but mind you, in Imo, don't go negative. You may lose your phone. That's even the government. If you download the Imo, and at the same time, if you don't use it wisely, they are monitoring your conversation. The same thing happened when I went to UAE. I'm unable, the hotel I'm in, I thought it's due to their Wi-Fi that I cannot use the WhatsApp. They said, no, it's under control. So the government control it. So our government need to rise up to this challenge because it's affecting us. Then as an individual, we should also try our best. Those people you see on social media have parents, as I've said earlier, they have relatives. You as a brother, some will praising them, no, Kuwait, I don't know, perfect, no. Some will praising them. You'll be liking them. You see them with many followers. And that is what is gingering her. That is what is pushing her. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. That is our problem. But that is not the issue. If you have a sister or an aunt or a brother that is always on this TikTok, always try to divert people's attention, not on the right path. Let's call her to order or call him to order before the government should do their own. This is telling also on our society. Allah is not happy with this. Our Creator is not happy with this. Why would a married woman come to the social media dancing, showing her buttocks, showing her chest, and she's a married woman? Maybe she's using this as a threat to her husband or as a threat to her what? To her ex. But then where are we going? The social media is meant to bring us together, to bring us closer to God, closer to ourselves, to promote many things. But it's not meant to be destructive. But human being, the same thing happening to God, as I've told you earlier. If someone has this God, you can see army, Mopo, and all the military will have. They are meant to be our friends, but since they have God, you can see the way they misbehave. So the same thing happening in social media. So the issue of TikTok, the issue of social media to our ladies, we should fear God. In Islam, Rasulullah said that all sin will be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except those that are made physical. Those that are made physical, when they disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala openly, no any regrets, you don't have any shame for anything, to Allah will forgive you this sin. We are not cursing them and we are not saying what they are doing. No, if they should, instead of you using dancing to promote yourself on social media, have a shop. You should be entrepreneur. Some are using it to sell, some are using it to advertise, which is okay. But where are we heading to? Where are we heading to? You see, what I want to point out is this: the day you breathe your last breathing on the earth, they will play it for you. You see it in your grave. And let me tell you, everything has a time bomb. That time will come that you either be on sick bed or you are old that you cannot do this thing again. Is it the time you will not be showing regrets? That, oh Allah, forgive me. After all what you have done, and after all havoc you have created in many homes, may Allah guide us. Now,
So I think we should end the interview.
Okay.
Now for a short interview, because we called you urgently, and thank you so much for answering our call. So we'll do this some other time.
okay.
So thank you so much for our viewers watching us. So this interview is about immorality in society, and there's a powerful message, and I want you guys to please make good use of this message. So share this video on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We just opened our Twitter. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you want us to bring him to this show, to this podcast again, comments below. Thank you so much. And final message, sir.
My final message
For our viewers all over the world, whether Muslim or Christian,
is to everyone. Since we discussed about the youth, I just want to indulge our friends or the parent. Please, we should have these three things in our life for our children. 3. 1, the Western education. 2, the spiritual education. 3, we should be entrepreneur. These 3 things are very paramount. These are the 3 weapons we have before us. That will make China to be so powerful now. Though I know they are not spiritual, but they are very disciplined. They are not spiritual, but they are very disciplined. But they are entrepreneur. That's not how you see a youth without having something, one thing or the other. All what we are using now, it is the handwork of China. So let's engage our children. Is it tailoring, barbing, carpenter, and what have you? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive everyone. May Allah put more blessing in most of our houses, in all whatever we are doing. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.